If you're an active adult or CrossFitter dealing with knee pain, chances are you're making one of these 3 mistakes, and it's probably why your knee pain is not going away. I'm Dr. Ryan, physical therapist, owner at Precision Fitness Physical Therapy, and I specialize in helping people get rid of their knee pain while they continue to train and come out better on the other side. These are the 3 most common mistakes that I see on a weekly basis as to why people are still struggling with their knee pain. Let's dive in. Knee pain mistake number 1 is resting and waiting for it to go away. A lot of people think lack of rest or overuse is a part of their knee problem, and in some cases it can be. We'll touch on that in a minute, but usually it's more of a load tolerance problem. So the types of exercises you're doing are too much for your knee or part of the range of motion. The knee strength is not there to help support it. So if you take time off and you don't strengthen at all, unfortunately you're probably going to be getting weaker through that time. That issue will still persist. When you go back to those activities, your pain is just going to resume because you didn't change anything. So what we need to do is modify your load, modify your range of motion, modify the types of exercises you're doing to non-painful ones that are still allowing you to work on that strength of the knee. Knee mistake number 2 is pushing through the pain without a plan. On the opposite end of the spectrum of over-resting is overworking. Pain is not always meaning that there is damage in the knee, but pain is a signal, typically that the tissue is being overloaded. If that tissue is constantly being overloaded by pushing through sharp pain with running, jumping, squatting, and you're continually doing that, it's not allowing anything to recover. And that is how small nagging issues turn into chronic pains like tendonitis or other issues that do not recover on their own over time. The goal isn't to avoid discomfort, but to train within a tolerable range as you continue to build up the tissue's capacity. So modifying your workouts and then doing accessory work on the side that allows you to build that appropriate strength and tissue capacity in that knee so that when you're returning to your previous volume or intensity, it is no longer being overloaded because you have developed that capacity to do so. Mistake number 3 is strength without mobility or mobility without strength. This is probably one of the most overlooked things when people are trying to deal with knee pain on their own. You'll find people are either foam rolling, doing bandit mobility exercises, and thinking that that's going to be enough. Or on the other end, they are hammering knee extensions, squats, trying to get themselves stronger and wondering why their knee pain is still there. The key is doing both combined together, and it has to be specific to your needs. If your hip isn't rotating well, your knee is going to pay the price when you're doing squats. If your ankle mobility is not good enough, you're going to overload the knee as you are squatting, lunging, jumping, and running. It really requires a combination of making sure you're addressing those mobility issues at the same time, using that as a warm-up at the same time as strengthening and improving the overall tissue tolerance to loading and gradually increasing that strength over time. Then reintroducing the activities that were causing pain in the first place. Knee pain improves fastest when you're working on both mobility and strength at the same time within a tolerable range of motion and continuing to increase that range of motion as the mobility improves. If your knee pain keeps coming back, it's probably not that you're broken. More often than not, it's that your training plan is missing something. If you feel like this is the case and you're struggling with that, I want you to go ahead and download our free knee pain ebook that walks you through some of the mobility techniques that you can try to self-assess and work on improving mobility around your hips and ankles so that those are no longer causing overload at the knee, and then a couple gradual strengthening things that you can do to start working on it. If you're still having pain after having tried these things, then I want you to go ahead and submit a request for a personalized plan so that we can help you figure out what that root cause of that knee issue is and get to the bottom of it so that you can get back to your training without having that pesky knee problem bother you anymore.